Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Nancy with Nancy's Nibbles of Life here to bring you another video. If you're new here, please consider subscribing to the channel. I do Weight Watchers. I'm currently on the blue plan. I'm down about 10 pounds since I got back on the plan, which is pretty cool, but I am up a couple of points this week, and so I'm trying to get back on track. Last week, of course, there was Thanksgiving. I had a birthday, and so I have definitely swelled up a little bit. So today's What I Eat in a Day video will focus on foods that do the trick for me, that get me back on track, and foods that I enjoy. Because as you know, that's the key. Eating foods that you enjoy and tracking those foods. So follow along with me today on What I Eat in a Day. And again, if you're new to the channel, why don't you consider subscribing? I do a lot of fun Weight Watchers videos. I do simplified cooking recipes and some travel and beauty vlogs. If you're coming back to the channel, thank you so much for clicking on this video. Your presence here means so much to me. So again, thank you. And let's get into my What I Eat in a Day to get back on track video here on Nancy's Nibbles of Life.
Let's go find out. Feeling free to live my life.
Okay, for my coffee this morning, I'm enjoying some of this Starbucks Holiday Blend. It's delicious. If you see it, pick it up. It's a limited edition. I got it for only $7.99 a bag, which is not a bad price for Starbucks. With my coffee, I'm adding some fat-free half and half. You can get 2 tablespoons for 1 point, which is a deal because some of those flavored creamers are 1 tablespoon for 2 points. So this is, again, 2 tablespoons for 1 point. And it's really creamy. I love adding it to my coffee. And I'm going to use some equal packets. So I typically eat breakfast later in the morning, 11:30, sometimes even as late as noon. But so I'm going to hold off on making my breakfast for now. And instead I'm going to have a banana just to kind of kickstart my metabolism, to get me back into the swing of eating on time, regularly, and small meals rather than maybe 3 bigger meals throughout the day, especially if you're on holiday or you're traveling or enjoying time with family. And then I'm also going to fill up my water bottle. Water is essential because if you have eaten larger meals for the last few days and then you got to go back to your micro meals or your smaller meals, water will make you feel like you're fuller throughout the day, and it hydrates you. I'm very puffy right now. So I'm, really anxious to get back to drinking all of my water. So I'm going to fill this up. I'm going to use Mio as a flavoring for my water. I can't do the plain water. So I'm going to add a flavoring. But for now, that's it. And that's 1 point for the fat-free half and half for my coffee creamer. Okay, I'll bring you back here when I decide to make some breakfast. Okay, here's my breakfast. Every Weight Watchers knows that eggs, especially if you're on the blue plan because there's 0 points, are a great way to start your day. All that protein, again, the fact that there's 0 points I've added some Canadian bacon. You can have up to 4 slices for 1 point, and this is the Kroger brand. And I use this New Laid liquid eggs, but any liquid eggs that you find are 0 points. Liquid egg whites, or again, just some egg beaters, for example. And I mixed in here tomatoes, mushrooms, green onion, and I also used a piece of Velveeta cheese just to give me a little extra yumminess. So all in all, this is a 2-point breakfast. 1 point for the ham and 1 point for this slice of Velveeta. Now I'm going to add me some sriracha onto my eggs and enjoy my 2-point breakfast. I'll see you back here for lunch. Okay, it's time for lunch, and I'm really excited about my lunch today because I'm using these Tyson blackened chicken strips. Everyone raves about them, and I finally was able to get them. They were out in my area for the longest, but the most exciting thing, besides how flavorful they are, and a little spicy. So if you're sensitive to spice, you might want to taste it before you throw them onto your lunch plate or dinner plate. But they're 0 points, and so you just can't pass up a 0-point protein. So I have these. It says 3 ounces for 0 points. I'm going to add that to an Olay wrap, which is 1 point. I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of this boathouse dressing, which is 2 points. And then I also have some potato chips that I will add to my lunch plate. So I have these Ruffles chips. I love chips. Chips are probably my biggest downfall. But I'm gonna do 28 grams for 5 points. I've already weighed that out. So I'm gonna put my lunch together and show you that, and come back and tell you what the total points is for lunch. Okay. Okay, my lunch will cost me 8 points. 5 for the chips, 1 for the Olay wrap, so that's 6, and then 2 for the boathouse dressing, 7, 8. 8 points. So I'm gonna enjoy this. I'll see you back here for a snack. Okay, it's time for my favorite meal of the day, and that is dinner. It's time for dinner. So, what else is more simple than throwing a piece of salmon in the oven for 0 points on blue? I really can't think of much. unless it's a chicken breast. But I love salmon. And so tonight we're going to have a piece of salmon. I'm going to let it cook in the oven at 400 degrees for about 25 minutes. This is a, pretty big piece. I've already seasoned it with some salt and pepper, garlic powder, and onion powder. When it gets about halfway through the cooking process, I'm going to add some barbecue sauce. So we're going to have barbecue salmon. And I also have a great salad that I'm going to pair with the salmon tonight. And it's an Orzo salad. It's a shrimp and Orzo salad. And I'll show you how to make that one. It's only 3 points. It's delicious. I'll leave the points up on the screen. And it's just a little something different, away from normal rice or potatoes or cauliflower rice, whatever your grain side normally is. Try this Orzo salad because it's a little different. My husband is not into different things, but when I make this, he really eats it. He loves it. And you can make it with tons of ingredients. Tonight I'm just using some Orzo pasta, cucumber, tomato, onion. I have some shrimp that I threw in the air fryer that I roasted because sometimes the taste of the shrimp comes out a little natural. It's like a natural sweet shrimp flavor if you kind of slow roast it in the oven versus a saute or a boil. And so we'll mix that all together using some dressing. So I'll show you that, but for now, I'm gonna go ahead and throw this 0 point salmon in the oven, and then we'll move on to the salad, and then we'll talk about points. Alrighty, let's go. Funny story. My husband put some oven cleaner in the oven. So I cut on the oven to 450 to start roasting that salmon and was like, what is that smell? So I had to switch plans and use the air fryer for the salmon, but I'm sure it'll be just as tasty. So let's move on to this Orzo salad, and I'll show you how I put that together. It's so good. I'm also adding kernel corn, whole kernel corn to the salad because I love corn. And again, 0 points on blue. So you could say that my plan to reset is made up of a bunch of 0 point foods, but you also saw that I got some fun stuff in there today. Popcorn, potato chips. It's all about balance. I don't want to go too far leaning with the 0 points and the low calorie foods because it may make me want to overeat the next day. So balance. Make sure you get a little bit of things that you really, really love along with some, lower point or 0 point foods so that you could stick to your points for the day to get you back on track. So let's check out this salad. Okay, just giving my Orzo salad a taste. So good. And again, just kind of so different from your normal rice or potatoes or sweet potato for dinner. Now here's a close-up. That's shrimp, tomato, onion, cucumber, green onion, a little corn, the Orzo pasta. And I used a little bit, 1/3 a cup of this zesty light Italian dressing by Kraft. So I'll put this recipe, a list of ingredients rather, on the screen if you're interested in making it. This is a serving for 6, and it's 3 points a serving. As you know, the salmon is 0. We're gonna add a couple of points for the barbecue sauce. So a 5-point dinner for the night. I'll show you my plate when it's all done. Okay guys, dinner is ready. I'm so excited. I have that salmon that I made earlier. I put some barbecue sauce on it, the Trader Joe's organic barbecue sauce. It's 3 points for 2 tablespoons. So my salmon is 3 points. I also put a little bit of whipped butter onto my salmon right before it was ready. I loved whipped butter. And because the salmon is 0, I can afford to add a little fat. So 5 points for my salmon with the barbecue sauce and the whipped butter. And then here, of course, is my Orzo salad that I made for dinner tonight. So here it is. So 3 points for the salad and 5 points for the salmon is a total of 8 points for my dinner. And for dessert, I'm gonna have me a Fiber One bar. These are so good. This is the soft baked bar, and it's the coffee cake, cinnamon coffee cake flavor. They are so good. If you haven't tried them, you gotta try them. I'm probably gonna warm this up. A little frozen fruit that I have in my freezer. Not blended, it's just whole frozen fruit that I will thaw and probably put a little bit of fat-free whipped cream on top for 2 points. So I'll share with you on the screen my points for the day. But you know, again, these are all foods that I really love. They'll help me get back on track. I think I am under 1 point for the day, so I'll probably have that roll over, and look, just like that, I'm back in the game. So look, I hope this gave you some inspiration for the day. If you liked the video, please give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment so I know what you're thinking. And if you're new here, go ahead and subscribe. You know, you could learn something here, and I might learn something from you. So leave me a comment below. But in the meanwhile, thanks again, guys. I'll check you on the next video. Thanks for rolling with me today. Don't forget again to like and subscribe. Bye!